Everybody. Hope when you are listening this webinar, you are prepared yourself not only for listening but also to writing, because at the end of the webinar you will know so many useful information you have to remember, and also not only to remember but also to immediately go to the field and apply. We as a network marketing persons or direct salespersons or any salespersons, we have to know one important thing, that in any business you do in the world will never happen without the customers. You can say that, yes, I'm building network, yes, I'm doing business, but I would say that if you go to bakery, if you open bakery, the first thing which you will look is not for another baker to work with you, but you will look for a bunch of customers who are buying what you just baked. So this is the reality. This is real business, where real business happens. And it doesn't matter if you buy so if you prepare and then you sell it, or they are going to you and they are buying directly. The main goal is that your goods or your oil or your test or your serum will go to the end user. They will start consuming it, and you will have a real consumption of the product, and not just buying, and then thinking what to do with the rest of the product which are piling in your rooms. So that's why I prepared this this webinar, which intention, and this webinar intention is really simple: to help you if you have never done the sales to customers, or even the sales to the partners that they have to have a customers, because it's also the sale to sell you that you have to sell to customers. It's also the sale. So you have to really know how to do this, and teach yourself first, and then teach your team, and then to understand that without that, the business will not be as big as you want big to be. This webinar I prepared based on the knowledge I gathered from tens of books, which I read, and also from the thousands of the presentations I made in the field. And in my opinion, if you will just apply 3 or 5 techniques out of this training, you will be able to gather a lot of customers, you'll be able to gather a lot of partners, because the closing techniques which I'm teaching is good for both. It's not only for customers and not only for partners. I think it's also good for your personal life. You will be able to sell the trip for your family, that this is better or this is not better. You will be able to sell the venue or the thing for your wife, that you have to go there, or for your husband, that it's better to go that direction, not that direction. I mean, in general, in life. And this is just I named this course Psychology of Selling or Psychology of Closing. And also part of it is I took from the Brian Tracy courses and webinars, which I really love and adore. But I made it more or less compliant with what we do in Zinzino. Okay, so prepare, relax, prepare your notes and write. And of course, you can rewatch it a lot of times. But my main intention is that you have to start applying this on each and every day, your meetings, your presentations, your gatherings, and so on. So let's share the screen. Okay, there we go. Please tell if you see the slideshow. You see it, Tushar? Okay. So hope Tushar is recording and you see it. So mastering the art of closing. That's the name of our today. That's the topic of today. And if you look at the situations where people are asking huge leaders, so do you probably have more time than we, and you are spending or you are spending it more wisely? Because I have the same amount of time like you have, dear friends. I have 24 hours, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, and it depends how I will spend those minutes, those days, those weeks, and in order to get to the right level of customers, the right level of partners. And the question is for you, how you will achieve crown in 2 years, not in 6 years, because it's possible both ways, but probably it's better to do it in 2 years. And you will not extend your days. You will not have 48 hours a day and 14 weeks per month, or 104 weeks per year. The question is also, will you give more hours, or you will have more hours which are giving the results? So you'll have more hours with better closing rate of your customers and of your partners. So first thing which you have to do, if you are a Zinzino partner, go to GoCore app, which is available for you. If you're an active partner and you have Zinzino for free, and there is my on questions are answers. It's really shortly speaking, before you go into any presentation in life, in Zinzino, with your kids, you have to ask the person the questions where they are really interested in. And the main rule is that the people are mainly interested in their own things and not into your things. So they're interested in their children's career, they're interested in their own things, what they're doing, they're interested in their illness, they're interested in their values which are happening in their life. I don't know, wedding or children, birth, and so on. So you have to know how to ask them about what they are really interested in before you will jump into topic what we can give them based on what they are interested in. Okay. So the first closing technique is the meeting, because without the meeting, it will not happen. I saw so many people who are telling, I cannot get the customers. I don't know how to get the customers. And I'm asking them, how many meetings you had during the week with the customer, with a particular customer in mind? And usually they'll say, okay, it's a couple of them or none. So I'm telling them, how can you have the results if there is no meeting at all with the potential customers? So this is really important when we talk about our business career. You have to schedule the meeting not only with partners, but also with possible customers. And this is super important for you. If you will not do this, this will not work. So first and foremost, meeting is equal results. You have to schedule the meeting with potential customers, not only partners. How I do that? It's really easy. I'm telling I have a really good product which will help you to maintain your long-term health. I'd like your 20 minutes time, and please, you're a really nice guy. Tell me your opinion on this. So you are not asking for a sale, but you are saying, I need your opinion. And in most of the cases, people will give you opinion because they like to give opinions. You are not asking them to become a customer, but during the presentation, which you will do, you will ask, of course, you'll say how the balance oil works, how Ascent oil works, what kind of function it has. And at the end of the presentation, you will ask the question which we'll go through. And in most cases, you can really have the customer which will buy from you or from the system, immediately from you or from the system. And you will start having those consumptions, the real consumptions of the customers. Okay. So second thing, which is really important, is enthusiasm. When you're coming to the meeting, don't forget that. Enthusiasm is the changer of the situation. If you are enthusiastic, you are sharing the idea that you love this product, you are with the company, you really you're really using it by yourself. You are the result of the product itself. So this is really important, to be enthusiastic. If something wrong happened to you that day, try to overcome that and try to be on the better mood, because this is crucially important, not to go into the meeting with a bad mood. The third thing, when I'm going to the meeting, I'm always telling to myself that they will say yes. I mean that when I imagine the meeting with a potential customer or partner, I'm telling, they will say definitely yes. I'm coming to meeting and telling, yes, they will say yes. They will become a customers. They will be the ones who will buy from me 1, 2, 3, or 5 bottles for all the family, because they really need it, and so on. So this confidence, sometimes it is much stronger than anything what you will do during the presentation. So if you will just start believe that this person definitely will become customer or partner. And it's really important to start the closing during the presentation. It's not at the end of the presentation, but during the presentation actually happens in small steps happens the closing. And you have to understand that closing without attention is not possible. So sometimes you can think that it's not comfortable to sell something to someone, or the tension is too high, but attention is there to be, because you are trying to give some value to the person. And the question is, have you transferred the feeling? Have you transferred the value of our proposal to the person, so he will be able to say yes, and he will tell, I'm okay, I'm with that, I will become your customer. And tension will always be there, so you don't have to be afraid from the tension. And a lot of times people are not getting enough value, and that's why they think that they will make a mistake by becoming your customer or partner. They will spend too much, and so on. And they're telling you then, I'll think about it. Send me some information. I'll check, or I don't know. So this is the thing you have to avoid. If the person is asking you, so I'll think about it. So you can ask that question. What kind of question you will think about? Which part of the presentation is not clear for you? What would you like to change in that? Which parts you would like to understand more? Sorry. And in most cases, people are not asking that kind of questions, because they just say, if the prospects say, okay, I'll have to think, and you say, think about that as much as you want. And this is the worst case scenario, because you spent the time for the prospect to listen to your ideas, to your product, to your concept, and then you are leaving them with anything they want to do. I mean that you are not even going to the closing. You are not asking the simple closing question then. So this is really important to avoid. And one more thing for the new salespeople who are there, you don't have to be afraid that the people will say no, because no is not actually for you, and it's never personal. No is always for your way of doing presentation. Probably you've done something different. It's not in the way you've done something, not in the way it should be done, or the person understood it another way, and that's why he's saying no. There is even a great book called Go for No, and some of you might read it, but if you haven't, go for it, because it's a really good book about that. The more no's you are getting, the better, because then the result is more near to you. So don't be afraid of no's, and go with it really easily, because I said it's not for you, it's for something you just told them. So when you are going through the presentation, the time you are spending on the decision making should go as fast as possible, and not giving a lot of time when you finish it. Just try to finish it as soon as possible, and not giving them extra information, extra knowledge, and so on. So especially when I'm talking about the customers, but those closing techniques you will definitely know and will see. Okay, so now we made the introduction, and now let's see what kind of techniques you will be able to use in this in this great presentation. Okay, so first technique is, of course, to arrange the meeting. As I said previously, I saw so many people who are actually having the list. They are looking at the list, but they have never ever called to the prospects, and they are really saying, it doesn't work. And I said, have you ever called them? I said, no, I still have just the partners, but I have never contacted any customer. So start arranging the meeting intentionally with the customer, not saying, I have a good business idea. You just have to say, I have a great information which can help you to maintain your long-term health. It will take 15 minutes for you, and you decide if it's right for you or not. They will decide. So arranging the meeting just for a customer is really easy. And once you'll understand that, because I remember very well in 2011, when we had the same situation, we introduced in my country, in Lithuania, we introduced the customers. And before that was only partners. And a lot of leaders said, no, we don't want to do that. But then we realized, after half a year of working with the customers, that to get the customers, it's much easier than to get a quality partner. Because once the customer understands how essential oil is good, or the balance oil is good for their health, they will buy from you each and every month. They can go to your site, to your place, to your home and buy it. They can go directly to the website and go buy from your back office and so on. But once you realize how powerful is that, you then want to have more meetings with the customers, because they're just buying. And if you teach that your team, all around the team, there are a lot of sales, small sales happening each and every day. And this leads to stability. This leads to the real passive income, because there is not the leaders are buying something in order to maintain the activity, but actually the real customers are buying, and they are consuming it on the monthly basis, and they are buying again and then again and then again, without any pushing and saying, yeah, it's the end of the month, you have to be active. No, they are buying because they need it. They want it for their family, for their health, and so on. So arranging the meeting with the customer is the first thing. 10-15 minutes of your time, and you decide if it's right for you. Or I want to know your opinion. Simple, easy. Yes. Next, when we are meeting partner or customer, in the beginning is the biggest tension is always in the beginning, resistance. And I usually use the phrase, and again, please write them down or see this presentation 10 times so you'll be able to remember that. But this phrase works really well. So when I'm meeting, from the very beginning, saying, I will not sell you anything today. I'll just show you how everything works, and at the end, you will say me your opinion or decision. And when you say that phrase in the beginning, at the end of the presentation, you can ask, okay, so what's your decision? Or what's your opinion? Because in the beginning, you said that you will say me that. So we agreed on this. So it is really, really, really good closing technique. I like it so much. The another thing which I really love, this is third technique in the beginning, is if I show you the way how to boost your immunity for your family, what would be the sum you would like to spend per month or per day? It depends on the situation. So usually in Europe, when I ask that kind of thing, people are telling about 50 euros per day. You can ask them probably in other markets, you can ask differently. So you can say, what would be per day? What the money amount you would like to, if it really helps you to maintain your long-term health, what would be per day? It is 100 rupees, 200 rupees per day in order to have a really good health. And when they name, so let's say 150 euros, 150 rupees per day, that's exactly the cost of the one bottle per month, or a bit even more. So, and when they name it at the end of the presentation, it's really easy to say, okay, so let's start this journey, because you just named that the product is good, everything is good. So let's start the journey, because this is really great product for you. And you said that you already spent that kind of money. And they cannot tell differently, because they just say to you like 30 minutes before that they are ready to spend that kind of money. So this is really important for everyone to use this technique, because it's very powerful. This is the hot button close, number 4. I love it so much working with the customers or with the partners too. So let's say we are in the process of questioning the customer, and we are in his house or during the Zoom, and they are telling, I'm young, I have everything in place, and I don't have any health issues, but I can ask, and what about your father, mother, how they are doing? And they can say, yeah, my father, my mother have really not so good situation with the health, and most probably, they have not so good situation. And then when you're doing the presentation, you can tell it. We had so many partners and so many people who actually helped their father and mother during with our approach, with our balance concept. And the more often you will use this hot button close, I mean, the more often they will hear that someone else helped them help their father and mother, the more they will connect themselves to this concept, because they don't have a problems, but someone from their surrounding have a problem, and this is their hot button. It's the same also if the family says, my children are always sick and I cannot go to work, and I have to spend my time there. So I'm asking, so why, if we help your children not to be sick anymore or be less sick, and we have so many people who actually did it, so that will help them probably also to decide to be. So hot button, it's something which really cares for them. For business people, hot button, you know what is? It's of course earning money. So you can say, a lot of people, you're liking money, a lot of people, and that's why you're so good probably in using this hot button for everyone, because you're always using it. So if the reason is there for them while they're there, that's it. But if we talk about the customers, we really have to find this hot button where it hurts the most, and then to press it as much as possible time during the presentation. Okay, let's go. 5th, that's so good. You can use it all your life, in your personal relation with the children, with everyone, because that's how I do. So let's say you can say to your children, you will really like it. You will really like to go to the street. Let's go. You'll really like this food. You will love it. Okay. And for a customer, we can say, you will really like it. This concept. Trust me, you will really love it. And with that kind of phrase, you are pre-assuming that he's already partner or customer, and how happy he will be by becoming real one. Okay. So it's like enthusiasm in a square, like you are saying, you really like it. I know that you will love it. And with that kind of approach, sometimes it's just this enough. Okay, so let's go for, and I'll become your customer. The sixth approach is yes way. So what I do in this, I just take the person through the presentation again and ask if he has got all the information which was said. So let's say I went through the presentation, and it's a balance concept, is the testing, is the ingredients of the oil, and so on. And then I'm going again and said, is clear how the test is done? The person says, yes, it's clear. And it is clear how the balance concept works. Yes, it's clear. It's clear why it's important to have those good ratios. Yes. And the more time he will say yes, the more times during the presentation he will say yes, the more possibility that at the end of the presentation he will also say yes, I want to become your customer. Yes. So one more time, if you go through that, it will strengthen the possibility of becoming for him the customer or partner. Use this very often. I like it very much. You just go from the beginning and you start going, do you understand it? And I see sometimes that when I was in the meetings with you guys, I saw that some of you actually using, not intentionally probably, you don't know that it works, but you are using this. And especially some of you agree, yes, you agree, yes. And at the end of the presentation, yes, we want to become a partners. But imagine now if we apply that for a customers, you will have a lot of customers. Okay. Seventh is the also very good technique, which works for both for customers and partners. Why not give it a try? Why don't you try? It's not saying, that just buy it. Why don't you try? And we are not connecting it directly to the product. We're just telling, let's try and let's see what will happen. You can become a customer, you can become a partner. Why don't we try? Okay. So sometimes the people, okay, let's try. And then you go, if you just talk about the presentation for a partner, you just go and register a partner. And if they said, okay, let's try the customer, you can say, okay, now it's one bottle I can sell to you, or this is the special proposal you can get from Zinzino directly. You can buy by paying with the cards, and immediately it will be delivered to you, and so on. So this is really a powerful technique. One important thing, never ever sell the price until the end of presentation, and always tell a higher price and then the discounted price. So never ever tell let's say the ultimate kit price cost before the end of presentation. And then of course always tell the bigger price without discount, and then only the discount when they get it. Okay. And the same applies to the customer. If you will tell that the price is the first premium price, because the first price will always be too high. And when you have the smallest price, when you're saying the smallest price, and you don't have a possibility to go and have a discount, then really hard is for the person to assume that, there is no discounts. How come it's really expensive? Because any price will be expensive for him, because when they first hear it, it's always like that. So you have to have a possibility to have a discount, okay, from it. So always after presentation, and there is a person that in the middle of the presentation, they're asking, so what is then the price? Can you tell me the price? Because I'm not patient. Tell me. I said, dear customer or dear partner, let me finish the presentation. I'll definitely will tell you the price, but let me finish it, because there is so much useful information you have to understand before I will reveal you the price. Okay. So how you really have to understand the concept, and then I'll tell the price. Okay. So this is also very powerful technique, the price at the end. Okay. Mode of silence. I love this. When you finish the presentation and when you said everything what you want to say, and you just say, okay, and now the decision is on your side, and then you keep silent. You're not talking anymore. You're not asking questions. You're not telling any facts about the business or the customer part. You are just keeping silent. And then in the person's mind, in a person's head, a lot of things are happening. They are thinking, okay, so the price is that, then the function is that, the things is that. And if you will interrupt their thinking, they can just say, they can just go away from you, or you can let's say, overwhelm them with additional information and start presentation from the scratch. If they will have a question, they will ask you, and they will say either, okay, let's go for being a customer or partner, or they will tell, I have a particular question regarding the test. So you're saying that the lab is anonymous and so on. So either will end by the saying, okay, I'm in, or they will have another question. But you have to wait this crazy silence mode. And sometimes it takes a couple of seconds. Sometimes it takes 1 minute. And you have to be patient. And it's really powerful closing mode, because if you set anything, if you already set everything, and then the person has to decide what he will do based on your information. This is really important. The closing technique number 10 is, I love it so much. Trust me, so good. And no matter what will be said by customer or partner, no matter what kind of argument they have, you can use this technique. So let's say, today is a full moon, a lot of rain, and at the end of the day, there probably will be snowing. That's why I don't want to become a customer or partner. And response to that kind of argument from, it's a stupid argument, but the response to that kind of argument from your side should be really simple. That's exactly why you have to become a customer or partner. And you said, why so? It's raining, it's a full moon, and why I have to become a customer? And where? And right now I'm so exaggerating it. But you can say, you know, I have so many partners or customers who become partners or customers during the full moon, and they're so happy. That's why I'm recommending you to actually become a customer or partner in this full moon. And no matter what kind of argument is, in 50% of the time it will work. They will laugh at themselves, because they will finally understand that it's a stupid argument, and they will either ask the question which leads to further development of the presentation or the clearance of some questions, or they will just become customers or partners. Okay, so this is using the argument against themselves. Swapping places technique, you can, in that way, you can find the real reason. So how it works: you finish the presentation, you made it really clearly, you explain everything, how everything works, you said everything what you have to say, and still the prospect is not convinced to become a partner or customer. And then you can tell them, okay, dear prospect, or dear prospect, okay, let's say John. So I said everything what I have to say, but can we swap the places? And let's say, if you would be in my place, what kind of argument will help me to become your customer? And most of the time, they can, in some case of the time, they can reveal you, okay, I have a doubt about the lab, I have a doubt about the product, and that part. I have a doubt regarding the business model, because it looks for me there and there not in the you didn't explain me, or I didn't understand it till then. So you, in this case, you might find a real reason why they're not becoming your customer or your partner. Okay, so swapping places, of course, you have to use your own words. You can say, so if you would be in my place, what would be your argument for you or for me, okay, to become a customer. So this is really powerful, okay? This I love the most, lemon or grapefruit, or which one you would like to go with. Which means that when we are doing the presentation, we are ending it, and we are not asking if they will become a customer. We are asking them with which product. So let's say I'm finishing the presentation, I'm asking, okay, so would you like to go for ultimate kit with oil and orange lemon mint, or grapefruit lemon lime? I mean that if there is available in the market, different taste, okay? If we talk about the customer, we're meeting them, and we can say, which one would like to go? It's I showed you really great test and oil. Of course, it's better to go for test and oil immediately, but if we see that the person hesitates, we can say, you would like to go for a serum, or would you like to go for oil, or for oil and serum? Okay, so this is or the choice. It's not a question if he will become a customer. The question is what kind of customer he's becoming. Okay, so to say, and this is really a powerful presentation. Another way, which I really love, it's number 13, is the how they will pay. In the markets where we have a possibility to pay the card and wire transfer, or they can pay immediately cash to you, and you will pay with wire transfer or card. That's also possible. So you are acting how you would like to pay immediately at the end of the presentation. So you made a presentation, and then you're asking them, and it works for customer partners too. So how you would like to pay? Card or wire transfer? This is really powerful. And 50% of the time they will say, no, I still don't decide it. I didn't decide it. Sorry about that. But in 50%, they'll tell you, I can give you now money and you'll pay for me, or I will pay by card, or I will make your wire transfer. This is super powerful closing technique without asking them. But I said 50% of them will tell you that, oh, sorry, no, I still haven't decided. And then, of course, conversation continues. You're asking them, they're asking you the question, you're answering, and so on. Number 14, last item. This works really well during the November campaign when we have Black Friday, or it can work also when you are in a field and you're literally having 2 last bottles of the oil left, and you're saying, you can start using it right now if you become a customer, and I'm leaving you that. You are paying me, and then we will order you more from the system, but this is the last item I have. This is used so many times for the women in the clothes shops, that they're checking, they're asking, can you see if you have my size? And the consultant goes and said, yes, we have, and this is the last item we have. You want it? So the same is with a balance concept. We can tell them, you want it? It's the last item left in my pocket right now, and if you are becoming, you are getting it immediately. Okay, you don't have to wait a week for delivery. Okay, so this is really great technique. Plus and minus techniques. It's so-called Ben Franklin close, and especially I like it for our partners. So we are taking the A4 format or whatever you have, and paper, and then we write on one side pluses and another side minuses. So they have to write the minuses, and you have to write the pluses of the business. And we decide, so why don't we just go to Ben Franklin technique, or for plus and minus technique, and then you will try to write minus, I'll write the pluses of the business, or also could be a customer being the customer. And then we decide based on what is more, okay? And then you can say, for example, business pluses, passive income, you own your time, you have a better health because you have all those products always. You have a better health for your family because the family can get Zinzino for free much easier than just not being with the partnership and so on. So we can think a lot of pluses. And on the other side, the prospects usually stop at 3, 4, maximum 5 minuses. And then you have really great comparison. A lot of pluses, not so many minuses. So we agreed that you will become my partner if there will be more pluses. And usually it works really well because people are starting to see what is the real value of our business or of our balance concept. Summarizing always works, and I also saw that some of you are using this. But if you will use it intentionally, of course, you will have a even much better result. So I'm going again through the presentation. It's a bit like that by asking them and saying yes. Sorry, but this is like summary. So this was the concept of our comp plan. It's a fast start. You understand? Yes. That's like more summarizing everything and going in a short way, not just have you understood? Yes, but summarizing them short, mentioning how everything works and how everything looks like. Okay. And at the end, why just we not start? Why don't we start? Okay. After the summary. Okay, the 17th, you're using a lot of them, and most salespeople are using this third-party experience. People trust much more what happened with your neighbor than with yourself. And I don't know why that, but usually if you tell, you know, I have with our product, there was experience with my grandmother or with my children, they will trust you much more than you will tell about yourself that I had the result. So use third-party experience, neighbors, your customers, your business partners, whatever you have, the more often you will use it, the more better result you will have, okay? So in my opinion, this is a must in our business to have this third-party experience and use it, especially for customers. This is crazy what you can do, okay? Exit question, I love it also because you finish the presentation, the prospect said clearly, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to become your partner, or I don't want to become your customer, and you already exiting. And near the doors, you can say, okay, I know that you will not become my partner. I know that you will not buy this balance concept, but may I know why you won't buy? Can you tell me the reason, the real reason why you don't buy? And 50% of the cases, the prospect will say, you know, that's the reason. That's exactly it. That's why I don't buy it. That's why I don't love it. And you can say, yes, oh, sorry, I didn't explain you that. So now I'll explain you in the right way. And in some cases, you still can close the customer or partner, okay? So this is really powerful exit question. When you finish, name it the real reason why. And they can sell, and then you can go back and explain them because they revealed the real reason why they are not becoming your partner or customer. 19th, closing techniques is recommendation. Use it very often. And I'm telling, if you have already your first 10 customers who are using it, you can probably go to 100 customers without having a single contact of the new customers. It will be enough that your customers will provide you with the recommendations, and you will be able to use those recommendations and they will become your customers. And it's the same actually for partners. Sometimes if the partner is not becoming the partner, but you can ask for recommendation. Do you know anyone who would be interested? So it's like also, there's another technique where do you know whom I can be recommended to? So even if the customer and partner, they are not becoming your customer or partner, possible customer or partner, you can ask them to recommend you to someone. And in that case, you can actually spread your network, and you can make the presentation to not already very cold market, because someone recommended them, and you can talk with them directly already in much warmer, let's say, environment, much warmer thing, much warmer relationship situation. So, dear friends, now you know all the tools. In my opinion, after this webinar, what you shall do right now, you choose 3 of the techniques and start implementing them today, immediately. In a family, in your business, in your relationship. Start being enthusiastic also when you are talking with a possible partner or possible customer. And the more the techniques you will know how to use in the field, and the more techniques you will use, the more successful you become. Trust me, in the beginning, it can look like a really complicated thing, but once you will start using them, I assure you, you will have such a pleasure of seeing how the customers are joining, and they are happy, and they are saying, yes, yes, I would like to be your customer. Yes, I want to be your partner. Yes, yes, yes. So, my dear friends, start using them. If it's not enough, watch this presentation one more time, write the 3 tools you will use, and start implementing it immediately. Good luck in your huge business all around the world, and hope to see you next time in another training where we will provide valuable information for all your business activities in this great Zinzino business. Bye-bye. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much for giving this valuable information, and it's really amazing. And thanks to all of you for giving your time. And one more question I just want to ask you, Andrew, that people, when they are going to approach for customers, so basically what we are feeling and what we are getting the results from the fields, that whenever they are pitching the customer as in a customer plan, as in a customer kit, but sometimes when we have to show the partner kit over there, so people try to get more convinced by the partner kit rather than the customer kit. So what is the exclusive thing that, as per your information, that what should we do for the same?
It's your mindset.
Okay.
Your mindset. Because if you go and to explain that for a person that is, okay, let's do it like that. 5% of people are capable of doing, of making business. 5% only.
Only 5%.
So yeah, 5% they can do business. So if they will tell me that they want to go for the business partner kit, that's okay. But then I'm asking them the question, are you ready to go to 25 customers?
Yes, yes.
That will be required long term. Are you ready to go and to sell to 25 customers? That's what I would say that's my burden for them becoming a partner.